Okay, so we are going to find the volume of this box of carbs. Now, the thing about volume is if it is a regular sized object, this is known as a regular sized object because there's no bumps or curves or things like that. If it has bumps or curves like the trash bag, that is a completely different lesson. But right now, this is what we're going to focus on, finding the volume of a regular sized object. So in your journal, I had you write some notes. And so we're going to fill it in. I'm going to just put my journal to the side. But so the thing about volume is you have a length, a width, and a height. So let's just focus on these. This is a centimeter, by the way. So if you take a ruler, and by the way, it's okay if you don't have these materials. Your job is to just watch the videos. This is exactly a centimeter long, okay? So let's say I wanted an object that is 4 centimeters long, okay? If you notice, now this is super important. Remember, I've taught 4th grade for 10 years, so I know all the little mistakes. You have to make sure you start at the 0. If you start here, this isn't where the 0 starts, and it looks like it's saying 3.5 centimeters. You got to start where the 0 is. So 4 centimeters, okay? Let's say I want it 3 centimeters this way, okay? Now, because these are all a centimeter, it's going to be 3 centimeters. And then let's say I want it 2 centimeters high. So here's the thing. You got to fill in this little box. 3 centimeters wide, or long, 4 centimeters long, 3 centimeters wide, and then the height is 2 centimeters. So it's 2 layers. That's how I tell scholars, like, oh, if the height is 5, it's like 5 layers of that bottom foundation. Okay. All right. So, oh boy, I worked so hard making that. I gotta like push it out so I can write in my journal. Okay. So for object, let's just write a mini cube example. Okay. The length was 4 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4. The width was 3 centimeters. I know it's kind of hard. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then the height, which is the layers, is 2 centimeters. Okay. So once you do that, okay, think of the associative property, which I taught you in 3rd grade, or Ms. Zelmer taught you. You're basically doing 4 times 3 times 2. You pick 2 that you want to start with. You can do this. 4 times 3 is 12. Then 12 times 2 is 24. Or do the associative property another way. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. It doesn't matter. You still get the same answer. That's the whole point of the associative property. So you get 24. You got to make sure you put centimeters because that's what we measured in, and you put a 3 because you multiply by the numbers. The whole point of this is the volume is how many little cubes of that size fit in that box. And so if you think about it, you're basically saying this is made of 24 cubes. 24 cubes that are centimeters long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You're saying when you build it, it's going to be 24 centimeters. Okay? Let's do the playing cards one. Now this one is very important because I'm going to show you how to measure it. Very important instructions I'm about to give you. So full attention, please. So one thing is, however you have this box sitting, you keep it that way. You don't do anything to it. So if you sit it like this, you keep it like this. So step one is write in your journal, card box. Okay, we are going to find the length first. Okay, so remember, start where the 0 starts. So you would never do this, you would actually move it here. So this length is 9 centimeters. Okay, my next step is to find the width. Do not pick up the box. Width is how wide. Oh dear, this is about 6.5. Actually, it's a little bit less than 6.5. We're gonna stick with 6 because of multiplication for you guys. Okay, and then height. This is tricky. And because there's this little dip or this extra piece, I might have to raise the box to start at 0. And it comes to 2. So let me just show you. You have to do it this way, because if you do this, you won't get the accurate. So it comes to 2. So 2 centimeters. So using your calculator, which I'll have a link for you, 9 times 6 equals, oh, no. Here we go. 9 times 6. Oh dear. Here, let's clean it out. 9 times 6 equals, okay, ignore the decimals, but it's 54. Then you take that answer and times it by 2. So take that answer, times it by 2, 108. Ignore the decimal and the 0. Okay. So it's 108 centimeters cubed. Okay, so this is kind of the foundation. You're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 centimeters long. The width, we said we're going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, see that match up? See that match up? So I have to make sure I have this filled in. This is oh boy. Okay, so what I've done is I've built the first layer of this deck of cards. So this is like a this is like a replica. This is saying in that first layer, this is how many cubes can fit. Now watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54. 54 cubes are in one layer that could fit in this deck of cards. Now, because the height is 2, I'm going to add a second layer. So I just wanted to give y'all an update. I'm filling in the second layer. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but here is the 2 layers that match a replica of this. And so if I have 54 in one layer and 54 in a second layer, 54, whoops, man, this calculator is not working in my favor, plus 54 equals 108. Again, ignore the decimal and the zeros. And that's exactly what I have here. So when you are told what is the volume, you're saying 108 centimeter cubes can fit in that object. So like, I'm not going to do this because I have free time, but I don't have that kind of free time. But if I built a cube replica of this, whatever it may be, that's how many cubes can fit in here. But you can also calculate it by using a ruler. You can do a cube replica of this as well. However many cubes it takes to make this, that's the volume. And what's nice is you can do it using a ruler. So now let's move on. I know this is going to make y'all sad. Ah. Oh man. Sorry, friends. Sorry. Okay. Let's do 2 more. And your job is to use the calculator below this video to find the volume. Okay, I'm going to give you the length, width, and height. Your job is to find the volume. Okay, let's do inches. Actually, no, let's do centimeters. Okay, no, let's do inches just because we got to get used to a different type of unit. So, do not start at the edge. You got to start at that 0. This goes to about 7.5, a little over. It rounds to 8. So we're going to say 8 is the length. So I'm going to call this pencil box 8 inches. Inches. Remember, the way you pick it up, you got to leave it. Like if you pick it up, whatever, this is the length. This is the width. So start here and it goes to about 2. 2 inches. Then the height. We're going to have to round it up to 1 because you can't round down to 0. That's like saying nothing existed. Okay. So your job is to use the calculator below this video and find the volume. Okay? Although I think some of y'all can do this one. Okay? And then flashcards. Let's do this one in inches. So, okay, I want the box starting like this. So we're gonna write multiplication box. Okay. The length is 6. The width is 3 inches. The height is 2 inches. So whatever you find as the volume, make sure you put inches and a 3 in the corner. This means cubes that are in the shape of, that are an inch long will fit in here. Okay? You could, if you know how to do this, you can find the volume in centimeters, inches, feet. There's tons of different units, but centimeter and inches is kind of what we explore. And because it is science, the focus is metric system. So that is your lesson on volume.